Let me ask you a simple question. When life throws chaos your way, how do you respond? Do you tighten up, lash out, break down? Or do you breathe, center yourself, and respond with clarity? Let me be honest. Most people react. Very few respond. And there's a massive difference between the two. Reacting is instinctual. It's primal. It's raw emotion bursting through your chest like a dam collapsing under pressure. But responding, that's an art, a skill, a choice. It's the mastery of the inner world. In this world filled with noise, deadlines, pressure, and chaos, emotional control is not just a nice idea. It's survival, it's strength, it's power. So today, we're diving deep into one of the most important and life-changing disciplines you can ever develop, emotional mastery. We're going to explore the core principles behind keeping your cool in the fire, turning pain into wisdom, and using every emotional wave as fuel for transformation. Let's begin. Number 1. The world doesn't owe you calm. You owe it to yourself. Here's a truth that may sting a little. The world is not going to slow down for you. It won't stop being unpredictable, messy, or unfair. But here's the good news. You don't need the world to be calm. You need you to be calm. You see, the foundation of emotional mastery is the understanding that we don't control the storm. We control the sail. What happens around you is never as important as what happens within you. Most people live at the mercy of the external. One rude comment ruins their day. One failure crushes their self-esteem. One rejection sets them spiraling. But that's like handing the keys to your peace over to every person and circumstance you encounter. Why would you ever do that? Real strength is built when you take full ownership of your internal state. Not partial, not conditional. Full. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. You owe it to yourself to be the calm in the chaos. Number 2, emotions are messengers, not masters. Listen closely. Your emotions are not the enemy. Anger, fear, sadness, these are not weaknesses. They are signals, messages, clues. But here's where people go wrong. They let their emotions run the show. Think of it like this. You're driving a car. Emotions are your dashboard lights. They alert you to what's happening under the hood. But would you ever let a blinking check engine light take the wheel? Of course not. You acknowledge it. You investigate it. You learn from it. But you stay in control. The same applies to your emotional life. When you feel anger rising, don't suppress it. Understand it. When fear creeps in, don't shame it. Study it. Ask yourself, what is this emotion trying to tell me? Emotional maturity isn't about being unfeeling. It's about being unshaken. Feel deeply, but don't drown in it. Number 3, the power of the pause. Respond, don't react. Here's a practice that will change your life forever if you truly master it. The pause. That moment, right after something triggers you, is sacred. In that instant, you have 2 choices. React unconsciously. Respond consciously. The pause is the space where power lives. It's where clarity is born. In the heat of emotion, the most powerful thing you can do is nothing. Not forever. Just long enough to breathe, to zoom out, to regain control of the mind before the mouth moves. Anger is fast. Reaction is fast. But wisdom is patient. Think of the great leaders, the calm warriors, the wise souls you admire. They all have this ability to pause, to speak with intention, to act with purpose. Train yourself to insert that pause. Make it a ritual. Make it your superpower. Number 4, stop playing the victim. You're the author of your emotions. Let's be real for a moment. There's a seductive pleasure in blaming others for how we feel. He made me angry. She ruined my day. They disrespected me. But when you live this way, you're basically saying, I have no control. I am a puppet, and the world pulls the strings. That's not strength. That's surrender. You are not a victim of your emotions. You are the author. You write the story of how you interpret events. You define the meaning. You decide whether to escalate or elevate. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and brilliant psychiatrist, once said, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. This is the essence of emotional power. You don't need perfect conditions. You need better decisions. Stop waiting for life to hand you peace. Create it. Command it. Number 5, mastering the inner dialogue. The most important conversation you will ever have is the one you have with yourself. Your inner dialogue is either your strongest ally or your most toxic critic. Think about it. When something goes wrong, what do you say to yourself? Do you spiral into I'm not good enough? Or do you anchor into I'll grow through this? Self-talk is the steering wheel of your emotional life. If you constantly feed your mind with fear, comparison, and judgment, you will live in emotional turmoil. But if you speak truth, strength, and resilience into your mind daily, you create an inner world of clarity. Here's a practice. When you're overwhelmed, pause and ask, what's the story I'm telling myself right now? And is it helping me or hurting me? Rewriting that inner narrative is one of the most powerful skills you can develop. Number 6, Stoic Serenity. Control the controllables. The ancient Stoics had a mantra that is as relevant today as it was 2,000 years ago. Focus only on what you can control. That's it. Simple, but not easy, because most of our emotional suffering comes from trying to control the uncontrollable. We try to change people. We obsess over outcomes. We fight reality. And in doing so, we create internal chaos. You cannot control traffic, other people's opinions, the past, or the future. But you can control your breath, your thoughts, your choices, your response. When you master the art of zooming in on what you can control, you become untouchable. That's not detachment. That's discipline. That's emotional clarity. Number 7, transmuting pain into purpose. Let me tell you something powerful. Every emotion you feel, especially the hard ones, is energy, and energy can be transmuted. Anger can become courage. Fear can become focus. Sadness can become wisdom, but only if you allow it. When life punches you in the gut, don't just feel it, use it. Take that emotional energy and channel it into growth, into creativity, into contribution. The most powerful people you'll ever meet aren't those who avoided pain. They're the ones who turned it into something meaningful. The Stoics didn't run from adversity. They embraced it. They saw hardship as training, a furnace where strength is forged. You want to master your emotions? Stop hiding from them. Start learning from them. Number 8, build your emotional fortress. Daily practices. Here's the truth. Emotional mastery isn't a one-time epiphany. It's a daily discipline. You build it like a muscle. You train it like a warrior. And it starts with simple habits. Meditation. Sit in silence. Watch your thoughts. Learn that you are not your emotions. You are the observer. Journaling. Dump the chaos on paper. Make the invisible visible. Find patterns in your reactions. Breath work. The breath is a remote control to the nervous system. Learn to use it. Master it. Reflection. At the end of the day, ask yourself, where did I lose control today? Why? And how can I improve tomorrow? These aren't trendy wellness tricks. These are tools for emotional warfare. Don't just read about them. Live them. Number 9, the emotional warrior's mindset. Let me leave you with this. Life will test you. over and over again. You will be misunderstood, rejected, betrayed, hurt. But that's not the question. The question is, will you let those experiences break you or build you? The emotional warrior is not someone who feels nothing. The emotional warrior is someone who feels everything and remains unshaken. They show up when it's hard. They speak with integrity when it's easier to lash out. They breathe through the storm. They anchor in purpose. That's who you are becoming. And every moment of emotional chaos is not an obstacle. It's an opportunity to practice. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present, aware, willing to choose power over panic. Remember this, your emotions are not flaws. They are fuel, but only if you master them. This isn't about suppression. This is about sovereignty. When you master your emotions, you master your destiny. You become the calm in the storm, the light in the darkness, the grounded presence in a world that spins too fast. And that is rare. That is powerful. That is you, fully awakened, fully alive, and fully in command. So the next time life shakes you, smile, because this is your training ground. And emotional mastery is your superpower.